हेलो दोस्तों, बिगनर फ्रेंड में आपका स्वागत है। और अभी हम कर रहे हैं इकोनॉमी नाइन्थ क्लास की एनसीईआरटी। ठीक है। यहाँ तक कर लिया था, अभी यहाँ से स्टार्ट करेंगे। हु विल प्रोवाइड द लेबर आफ्टर लैंड? लेबर इज द नेक्स्ट नेसेसरी फैक्टर फॉर प्रोडक्शन। फार्मिंग रिक्वायर्स अ ग्रेट डील ऑफ हार्ड वर्क। फार्मिंग क्या रिक्वायर करता है? हार्ड वर्क रिक्वायर करता है। स्मॉल फार्मर्स अलॉन्ग विद देयर फैमिलीज कल्टिवेट देयर own fields. Thus, they provide the labor required for farming themselves. Medium and large farmers hire from farm laborers to work on their fields. Let's discuss. Identify the work being done on the field in the picture 1.6 and arrange them in a proper sequence. Farmer laborers come either from landless families or families cultivating small plots. Families cultivating small plots on of land. Unlike farm laborers do not have a right over the crops grown on the land. इसको देख लेते हैं। Dal or Ramkali are among the poorest native of the village. It is difficult to find work these days. Only the large farmers hire us, and that do for very limited number of days. Ghanshyam, the large farmer, has just bought a harvester, so we are going to get even less work during the harvest session this year. Last year, I worked for less than 5 months in the whole year. We have tractors for logging, harvesters for harvesting, threshers for threshing, even for removing weeds. Some farmers spray medicine. Medicine spray weedicides. This year I will have to look for work in the brick making unit in Raiganj. I owe the local money lender 2000. I had taken rupees 1000 last summer when no work was available in the fields. How I ever repay? I hardly earn enough for 2 square meals. My situation is not much better due to past debt. The moneylenders refuse to give me any loan. Instead, they are paid wages by the farmer for whom they work. Wages can be in cash. जो मजदूरी मिलती है वो किस में मिलेगी? कैश में और in kind. Example crop. Sometimes laborers get meals also. Wages vary widely from region to region, from crop to crop, from one farm activity to another, like sowing and harvesting. There is also a wide variation in the duration of employment. A farm laborer might be employed on a daily basis, or for one particular farm activity like harvesting, or for the whole year. Dala is a landless farm laborer who works on daily wages in Palampur. This means he must regularly look for work. The minimum wages for a farm laborer set by the government is rupees 300 per day. March 2017, but Dala gets only 160. There is there is heavy competition for work among the farm laborers in Palampur, so people agree to work for lower wages. Dala complains about this his situation to Ramkali, who is another farm laborer. Both Dala and Ramkali are among the poorest people in the village. Let's discuss why are farm laborers like Dala and Ramkali poor. Ghosipur and Majuli are two villages in North Bihar. Out of total 850 households in the two villages, there are more than 250 men who are employed in rural Punjab and Haryana or in Delhi, Mumbai, Surat, Hyderabad, or Nagpur. Such immigration is common in most villages across India. Why do people migrate? Can you describe, based on your imagination, the work that the migrants of Ghozipur and Mazuli might do at the place of destination? The capital needed in farming. You have already seen that the modern farming methods require a great deal of capital, so that the farmer now needs more money than before. Most small farmers have to borrow money to arrange for the capital. They borrow from large farmers or the village moneylenders or the traders who supply various inputs for cultivation. The rate of interest on such loans is very high. They are put to great distress to repay the loan. Savita is a small farmer. She plans to cultivate wheat on her 1 hectare of land. Besides seeds, fertilizers, and pesticides, she needs cash to buy water and repair her farm instruments. She estimates that the working capital itself would cost a minimum rupees or 3,000. She does not have the money, so she decide to borrow from तेजपाल सिंह. किससे पैसे लेगी? तेजपाल से, a large farmer. Tejpal Singh agrees to give Savita the loan at an interest rate of 24% for 4 months, which is a very high interest rate. Savita also has to promise to work on his field as a farm laborer during the harvest season at rupees 100 per day. As you can tell, this wage is quite low. Savita knows that she will have to work very hard to complete harvesting on her own field and then work as a farm laborer for Tejpal Singh. The harvest time is a very busy time. As a mother of 3 children, she has a lot of household responsibilities. Savita agrees to these tough conditions as she knows getting a loan is difficult for a small farmer. In contrast to the small farmers, the medium and large farmers have their own savings from farming. They are thus able to arrange for the capital needed. How do these farmers have their own savings? You shall find the answer in next section. Let's discuss the story so far. We have read about the three factors of production: land, labor, and capital, and how they are used in farming. Let us fill in the blanks given below. Among the three factors of production, we found that labor is the most abundant factor of production. There are many people who are willing to work as farm laborers in the villages, whereas the opportunities of work are limited. They belong to either landless families or they are paid low wages and lead a difficult life. In a contrast, a labor is a scarce factor of production. Cultivated land area is dash. Moreover, even the existing land is distributed equally or unequally among the people engaged in farming. There are a large number of small farmers who cultivate small plots of land and lives in condition not much better than the landless farm laborer. उनकी जो कंडीशन है अच्छी नहीं है, यही सब है और कुछ भी नहीं है. To make the maximum use of existing land, farmers use dash and dash. Both these have led the increase in production of crops. इन चीज़ों को अपने आप फिल करना है. Modern farming methods require a great deal of dash. Small farmers usually need to borrow money to arrange for the capital and are put to great distress to repay the loan. Therefore, capital too is a scarce. मतलब इसका क्या हो जाएगा? विरल, कठिन. फैक्टर ऑफ प्रोडक्शन जो है इसका कठिन है, पर्टिकुलरली फॉर द स्मॉल फार्मर्स के लिए कैपिटल जो होता है उसको अरेंज करना मुश्किल होता है, इसलिए प्रोडक्शन भी उनका नहीं हो पाता. थ्रो बोथ लैंड एंड कैपिटल आर स्केर्स, देयर इज अ बेसिक difference between the two factors of production. Dash is a natural resource, whereas dash is man-made. It is possible to increase capital whereas land is fixed. Therefore, it is very important that we take good care of land and other natural resources used in farming. Sale of surplus farm products. Let us suppose that the farmers have produced wheat on their lands using the three factors of production. The wheat is harvested and production is complete. What do the farmers do with the wheat? They retain a part of the wheat for the family's consumption and sell the surplus wheat. Small farmers like Savita and Govind's son have little surplus wheat because their total production is small, and from this a substantial share is kept for their own family needs. So it is the medium and large farmers who supply wheat to the market. In the picture 1.1, you can see the bullock carrot streaming into the market, each carrying loads of wheat. The traders at the market buy the wheat and sell it further to shopkeepers in the towns and cities. वो क्या करते हैं, एक तरीके के ट्रेडर्स होते हैं, वो एक जगह पे जहाँ पे सस्ता मिलता है सामान वहाँ से खरीदते हैं और छोटे छोटे जगह टाउन्स वगैरह में जाकर शॉपकीपर्स को बेचते हैं। तो कुछ प्रॉफिट हो जाता है, जैसे उन्होंने 10 रुपये का 1 किलो खरीदा और 12 रुपये का 1 किलो बेच दिया, तो जो 2 रुपये का उनका प्रॉफिट होता है। इस चीज़ को कहते हैं ट्रेडिंग। सस्ता खरीदना जहाँ पे सस्ता मिल रहा है और वहाँ पे बेचना जहाँ पे महंगा बिक रहा है। तेजपाल सिंह द लार्ज फार्मर हैज़ अ सरप्लस ऑफ 350 क्विंटल ऑफ व्हीट फ्रॉम ऑल हिज लैंड्स। तेजपाल सिंह जो था बड़ा फार्मर था, उससे 350 क्विंटल गेहूं हो जाता था। He sells the surplus wheat at the Raiganj market and has good earnings. What does Tejpal Singh do with his earnings? Last year, Tejpal Singh had put most of the money in his bank account. Later, he used his savings for lending to farmers like Savita who were in need of loan. He also used the saving to arrange for the working capital for farming in the next session. This year, Tejpal Singh plans to use his earnings to buy another tractor. Another tractor would increase his fixed capital. Like Tejpal Singh, other large and medium farmers sell the surplus farm products. A part of the earning is saved and kept for buying capital for the next season. Thus, they are able to arrange for the capital for farming from their own savings. Some farmers might also use the savings to buy cattle, trucks, or to set up shops, as we shall see. These constitute the capital for non-farms activity. Non-farm activities in Palampur. We have learned about farming as the main production activity in Palampur. We shall now take a look at some of the non-farm production activities. Only 25% of the people working in Palampur are engaged in activities other than agriculture. First, dairy, the other common activities. Dairy is a common activity in many families of Palampur. People feed their buffaloes on various kinds of grass and the jowar and bajra that grows during the rainy season. The milk is sold in Raiganj, the nearby large village. Two traders from Sahapur town have set up collection cum chilling center at Raiganj from where the milk is transported to far away towns and cities. Let's discuss. Let us take three farmers. Each has grown wheat on his field, though the production is different. See column 2. The consumption of wheat by each farmer family is same. Column 3 में है ये. The whole of surplus wheat this year is used as capital for next year's production. Also suppose production is twice the capital used in production. Complete the tables. ये टेबल वगैरह जो भी है कंप्लीट करनी है, ठीक है, कर लेना अपने आप, इतनी ज़रूरी भी नहीं है। Example number 2. An example of small scale manufacturing in Palampur. At present, less than 50 people are engaged in manufacturing in Palampur. Unlike the manufacturing that takes place in the big factories in the towns and cities, manufacturing in Palampur involves very simple production method and are done on a small scale. They are carried out mostly at home or in the fields with the help of family labor. Rarely are laborers hired. Mishrilal has purchased a mechanical sugarcane crushing machine run on electricity and has set it up on his field. Sugarcane crushing was earlier done with the help of bullocks, but people prefer to do it by machines these days. Mishrilal also buys sugarcane from other farmers and process it into jaggery. The jaggery is then sold to traders at Sahapur. In the process, Mishilal makes a small profit. The shopkeepers of Palampur, people involved in trade, exchange of goods and are not many in Palampur. The traders of Palampur are shopkeepers who buy various goods from wholesale markets in the cities and sell them in village. You will see small general stores in the village selling a wide range of items like rice, wheat, sugarcane, tea, oil, biscuits, soap, toothpaste, batteries, candles, notebooks, pen, pencil, even same cloth, some clothes. A few of families whose houses are close to the bus stand have used a part of the space to open small shops. They sell eatables. Karim has opened a computer class center in the village. In recent years, a large number of students have been attending college in Shahapur town. Karim found that a number of students from the village are also attending computer classes in the town. There were two women in the village who had a degree in computer applications. He decided to employ them. He bought computers and set up the classes in the front room of their houses overlooking the market. High school students have started attending them in good numbers. Fourth is transport, a fast developing sector. चौथा क्या हो जाएगा? ट्रांसपोर्ट का काम जो करते हैं वो लोग हो जाएंगे. There are variety of vehicles on the road connecting Palampur to Raiganj: rickshawala, tangewala, jeep, tractor, truck drivers, and people driving the traditional block cart and buggy are people in the transport services. They ferry people and goods from one place to another and in return get paid for it. The number of people involved in transport has grown over the last several years. Kishora is a farm laborer. Like other such laborers, Kishora found it difficult to meet his family's need from the wage that he received. A few years back, Kishora took a loan from the bank. This was under a government program which was giving cheap loans to poor landless households. Kishora bought a buffalo. With this money, he now sells the buffalo's milk. Further, he has attached a wooden cart to his buffalo and uses it to transport various items. Once a week, he goes to the river Ganga to bring back clay for the potter, or sometimes he goes to Sahapur with a load of jaggery or other commodities. Every month, he gets some work in transport. As a result, Kishora is able to earn more than what he used to do some years back. अब इसकी summary. Farming is the main production activity in the village. Over the years, there have been many important changes in the way farming is practiced. These have allowed the farmers to produce more crops from the same amount of land. This is an important achievement since land is fixed and secrets, but in raising production a great deal of pressure has been put on land and other natural resources. The new ways of farming need less land but much more of capital. The medium and large farmers are able to use their own savings from production to arrange for capital during the next season. On the other hand, the small farmers are constitute about 80% of total farmers in India. कितने हैं? 80%. Find in find it difficult to obtain capital. Because of the small size of their plots, their production is not enough. The lack of surplus means that they are unable to obtain capital from their own savings and have to borrow. Besides the debt, many of the small farmers have to do additional work as farm laborers to feed themselves and their families. Labor being the most abundant factor of production, it would be idle if new ways of farming used much more labor. Unfortunately, such a thing has not happened. The use of labor on farm is limited. The labor looking for opportunities is thus migrating to neighboring villages, towns and cities. Some labor has entered the non-farm sector in the village. At present, the non-farm sector in the village is not very large. Out of every 100 workers, in the rural areas in India. Only 24 are engaged in non-farm activities. Though there is a variety of non-farm activities in the villages, we have only seen a few examples. The number of people employed in each is quite small. In the future, one would like to see more non-farm production activities in the village. Unlike farming, non-farm activities require little land. People with some amount of capital can set up non-farm activities. How does one obtain this capital? One can either use his own savings, but more often has to take a loan. It is important that team be available at low rate of interest so that even people without savings can start some non-farm activity. Another thing which is essential for expansion of non-farm activities is to have markets where the goods and services produced can be sold. In Palampur, we saw the neighboring villages, towns, and cities provide the market for milk, jaggery, wheat, etc. As more villages get connected to towns and cities through good roads, transport, and telephones, it is possible that the opportunity for non-farm activities in the village would increase in the coming years. अब ये एक्सरसाइज वगैरह है, इसको करने की हमारी कोई ज़रूरत है नहीं, और इसके बाद सीधा करेंगे नेक्स्ट चैप्टर, चैप्टर नंबर 2 कल।